Hello, and we are back with part 3 of my Ratchet & Clank PlayStation 4 Let's Play. Skid McMark's here, time to rescue him. Now, I'm not sure if that's the same voice actor from Ratchet & Clank 1 and 3, but I don't know, skipping cutscene anyway. Now, this isn't actually recorded straight away after part 2, because I thought, alright, I'll review the first hour of footage from parts 1 and 2, just to see if it's all, you know, worked out and I don't have like an hour worth of corrupt footage and have to do it all again. And it was all good, so I decided to do a little bit of editing, bit here, bit there, and then I ended up waiting for an hour and 10 minutes for it to copy to USB, because it was one of those situations where it's like, oh, this will take 20 minutes. And then 5 minutes later it says this will take 19 minutes. And then 5 minutes later it said this will take 18 minutes. So it ended up taking an hour and 10 minutes to copy, so this is 2 hours later. So I have a bad feeling that I'm going to be rusty again already, but doesn't seem like that's the case. And as you can see, I remember the old secret cave from Ratchet & Clank 1. Good times. What were we talking about in part 2? I don't remember. New topic. How about these little sand geezers? Who's talking to me? Is that Skid talking to me via what? Headset? Don't ask questions, it's a video game. I absolutely love how you can just take these guys out with the flamethrower. Actually, I do believe this is how I ended up, what do you call it, like leveling up this to max level, is just doing this part of the game over and over again. We'll like kill a bunch of sand sharks, save and reload, or die and reload, and then just keep doing it over and over again to upgrade the flamethrower. Oh crap. The little enemies are really good for doing stuff like that, for leveling up the... What is the name of the weapon anyway? Pyrocity. I could never get that right. As a kid, I could never get the name right, so I'm not even going to try it now. Alright. Without ammo though, I can't use my precious flamethrower. I love how you just throw up one bomb and they just explode and go flying. Oh, they're still coming. I did not realize I didn't kill it. That is my fault. I don't feel like I have much to talk about now, which is bad buzz, because this is only part 3 of my Let's Play. That'll be something. Give me topics to talk about. No, that only works in live streams, doesn't it? Where you're like interacting with viewers and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what I used to do when I did my crappy Destiny. Well, it wasn't really a Let's Play. It was kind of like Destiny was out. It was popular, so I thought I might be able to get some views off of this. Made a 7-part Destiny Let's Play, which I do believe. Part 1 I think got like, I don't know, 70 views, and that was the most. Everything else got like 10. Which could be said about all my videos anyway. Oh yes, cards. Lovely, lovely cards. Why'd I only get 2? No, it did tell me you can like trade duplicates. There you go. The amount of damage dealt by the Omni Wrench is increased by 100%. So now I can one-hit kill enemies that I could already one-hit kill, I guess. I don't know. You got enough money for the proton drum. Cool, I don't care. How did you get up here? You sneaky bugger. Yes, I have seen your agent. He was in Ratchet & Clank 1 for the PlayStation 2. And I always forgot to go back to him and get the stuff from him. Bye, Skid. See you in, I don't know, Ratchet & Clank 3 Remastered, coming out in 2019? I don't know. Although I did see, this is really interesting, I'll chuck the screenshot up on the screen now. I saw a really interesting screenshot today from a tweet that Insomniac Games posted, where it's, hey, it's coming up to the 15-year anniversary of Ratchet & Clank, so that's pretty exciting. So who knows what they've got planned. I am very nervous. That's a topic. I was going to save it for when I eventually reviewed this game for my month of Ratchet last year, but as most of you know, I got through 2 games and that was it. Ran out of time before the game came out. But the topic I'm going to speak on, for goodness knows how long in this video, is what to do next with the Ratchet & Clank series. I honestly would have loved to have, like, I don't know, some form of collaborative effort between this and my friend William, who's been a long time Ratchet & Clank fan as well, and one of my subscribers, David Burke, probably Nathaniel as well. Get all you good old subs up in here. And I'm not going to try and pronounce your name, I just know that it's got an X in it, it's got a K in it, and it's got a lot of dashes in between, and you just commented on my other video, you know who you are. But I would love to have a. In fact, I might reserve that for another video, but just touch on it briefly now because I would love to have a conversation with fellow Ratchet and Clank fans about like what we want to see in the future, and not necessarily what we want to see, but what we're probably gonna get. Your refusal to leave has caused us blah 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 blah. I can't be bothered reading subtitles. I don't know why they're on. It's so anyone watching can read them, I guess. Anyway, I gotta stop getting distracted. The future of Ratchet and Clank series. A few of you may know that as much as I love the games and the series and everything Ratchet and Clank's all good to me, even All for One, the ending to the future saga left so much to be desired, because Crack in Time was the best Ratchet and Clank game without a doubt. It's not many people's favorites, but in terms of scale and content and story and just everything, it has to be the best, or at least the biggest. Alright, I don't like it as my favorite, but objectively I see it as like the best game of the franchise. Nevertheless, All for One followed that up. Bit of a weird spin-off. Then Full Frontal Assault and Q-Force came out. Bit weird, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna finish the saga, we're gonna finish this future thing, you know, the whole azimuth and the Lombaxes and then time travel? Was there time travel? I don't remember. Oh, there was, yes, there was time travel in Crack in Time. Duh! Crack in Time, well done, me. Crack in Time, travel, teleportation, just, it was huge. I mean, just take a step back and remember how amazing that the story was across those three games. All Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, and Crack in Time. So I was really looking forward to Nexus, and then we get a new bunch of enemies. The events of All for One and Full Frontal Assault kind of fall away into non-canon, or they are. I do believe they're still canon, but it's still confusing for players as it's not clear whether it's canon or not. But anyway, because like the Plumber's there, but then he's not there, and then Nefarious is in one of them, but he's not. And anyway, so Nexus comes along, new villains, new everything, and Talon's back, which is nice, and then they kill off Gronk and Zephyr, spoiler alert. But ultimately, what I'm getting at is Nexus, it really wasn't the ending I was hoping for, at least. I'm not sure if other people were satisfied with it, but sure, they had the Dimensionator in there. But once Neftin Prog and the other one was arrested in that, I mean, it kind of just ended. It was a mini adventure. It was marketed as such. And it came and went. It was like, hey, here you go, Nexus. Good little mini game. It was quite enjoyable, but ultimately it was too short and didn't really wrap anything up. And I think I've discussed this with a couple of my subscribers before, and we agreed that, yeah, I mean, Azimuth, I mean, he died in Crack in Time, but we thought he'd be back, and Ratchet's dead, and the Lombaxes, and just all these things that might sound bizarre to a non-fan, but someone who's played through the games and actually got invested in the story of the future saga. And by future, I mean, yeah, the old All for One, not All for One, my bad. The Tools of Destruction, Crack in Time, and Quest for Booty. If you got invested in those, then it's like, well, what happened to all those stuff? I mean, Tachyon, I mean, only I know your true name. Those were his last words. Oh. Okay, so I saw busted robot parts fall in that goo, so I thought, okay, I can obviously land there. But I could not. It was just the game being weird. And already, all the enemies have disappeared. That really is a main criticism of this game, is once you defeat the enemies, very few of them actually respawn on return visits to the planet, making it harder for you to level up your weapons by grinding, you know, killing enemies. Anyway, I digress. I was talking about Nexus. I keep losing track all the time, but the story just wasn't wrapped up in Nexus. So, do we want, and can we even hope for, a proper ending to that? Because I don't think so. I don't think so. I would love to. I would love to have, like, not to retcon any games in the series. That's not what I want at all. But I mean, obviously, in the ideal world, I'd love, like, I don't know, another full Ratchet and Clank game that carries on after. It still includes Nexus, but carries on, like, all the story from Crack in Time and things like that. So Azimuth and the Lombaxes and what was Tachyon on about before he died, because his last words were, only I know your true name and stuff. And the Zoni, that didn't. It wasn't completely left up in the air, but they were in Crack in Time, and then that was it. And they mentioned them in this game. I don't know if you heard that. I'm pretty sure early on in the game, it was like one of the NPCs to say, what in the name of Zoni or something? What in Zoni's name is this? So they are aware of them in this game. The characters are aware of the Zoni in this game. So this is all very muddled and confusing. I hope you guys are able to follow my mad ramblings. But I would love to have a game that follows on from the future series and just answers more questions, or at least just gives it like a satisfying conclusion. Not that Nexus was bad, but for one thing, it was a short-ass game. And secondly, it just, yeah, it didn't wrap things up very well. I remember when I first played it, like I said, I spoke to my friend William, and said, well, that didn't have anything to do with the future series, except it had the Dimensionator in it, and he agreed, because that was pretty much all it had to offer in terms of continuing on with the series. It was a fantastic little game on its own, but anyway, I'm done talking about Nexus. So the odds are we probably will not see another game following on from them, because they've gone and put all this effort into like a movie and this game here starting a whole new, as much as they don't want to call it a reboot or a remake, and a reimagining really is the perfect name for it, because it's not overwriting everything and it's not a dead set remake of the others. It is a different story, similar elements and similar characters, but it is different enough to be its own thing. But at the same time, it's not a reboot of the story, because actually, why isn't it considered a reboot? I know why, I just need to think about it for a second. Well, I'm getting distracted by the subtitles again. I mean, it's not a reboot because it still has references to previous games and like characters and weapons and stuff. It was a straight up reboot. I don't know, it could be a first person shooter or something. I don't know, something like crazy different, you know, when things are rebooted and they're like really different. But then it's not a straight canonical sequel either. It's very confusing. It's very confusing. So reimagining really is the perfect way to describe it. Hey, this guy. I'm going to skip your cutscene even though I should probably watch it. But oh, gold bolt. What, do I have to talk to him again or something? Oh wait, I'm back here. Okay, never mind. Not getting distracted by cutscenes. And still talking about Nexus and stuff. By rocket ship. So because of the effort they went in to create this new like Ratchet and Clank chronology, whatever, this new Ratchet and Clank series, I guess, starting with this game here. Do they remake the second one? It really is one of those things where it's like neither option seems like it benefits the company Insomniac best, and I really don't believe this is the death of Ratchet and Clank in that, because you know every game has been good in its own right, except for the port of Q-Force on the Vita, obviously. But which one, I guess, is less damaging for them? Whether it's to remake the second game or do a sequel to this game following the story of Locked and Loaded, or Going Commando, sorry, depending on where you live. Or would it be better to go back to a previous, you know, timeline, like the old Nexus sort of thing, follow on from there, like, because I would really love to see that, like what happened to the Lombaxes and stuff. But I guess the best we can hope for is a follow-up to this game that isn't connected to like Locked and Loaded and Going Commando. It doesn't retell that story. It's its own story, its own follow-up to this. Because at the end of, I'm not sure if it's at the end of this game, but it's at the end of the credits in Ratchet and Clank, the movie, is, you know, oh, Dr. Nefarious, hey, he's a robot now, so are we skipping straight to Up Your Arsenal? Ratchet and Clank 3, is that what's going on? It's all very confusing, and that's why I wanted to save this for more of a conversation thing, so I can bounce ideas off people and stuff like that, so we can have like a real good conversation. But get that conversation going down in the comments, because you can bet your fuzzy Ratchet tail that I'll be replying to those comments. So if you got any thoughts or opinions or anything like that, just let me know, guys. Just say, what do you think? What are you hoping for? And what do you think we'll actually get? Because these are all very good questions. Alright, I'm done talking about the future of the Ratchet & Clank series. For now. Fine. I will buy Mr. Zircon. Even though I'm so sick of his annoying... I'm Mr. Zircon looking to kill you. I don't hate him, but when he's been in so many games, you just get tired of him. Is that just me? It might just be me, and people might be like, what are you talking about? He's the best character. Ugh, we love Mr. Zircon. How many do I have? 2. I have a whopping 2 of these things. Area of effect, ammo, and area of effect. Well, that's a whopping good choice right there. Yeah, I know, Mr. Zircon does everything for me. Yeah, I really want to make that video. Somehow, I don't know, Skype or something? How do you get in contact with people? I like how he just stands there looking dramatically at him.
Be careful out there, pal.
Oh, I actually forgot this was a thing. I forgot that there were actually Clank segments in this game that weren't just running away from old Sylvester Stallone. Or Victor Irons or whatever his name is. Yes. This part in the original game, I always used to die for some reason. I don't know why, I'd just fall off skinny ledges or would just make silly mistakes and end up dying.
What is that?
What is that? And could we have missed that?
How fortuitous. It is a Gadgetbot upgrade
A
chip.
Gadgetbot upgrade chip. Huh.
My upgrade should allow...
Okay, I forgot you could do that.
How you doing out there, Clank?
How you doing out there, Clank?
A new gadget.
None of your business.
Oh man.
This is cool. This feels like it's the first time I'm playing this because I literally don't remember this from my first playthrough.
Thank you. But there is still a prototype device nearby. I
Man,
will collect it
the
for
guy
you.
who voices Clank, he's just so onto it, eh? He's done every single game, and he does a good enough job that he can like make Clank sound like its own character. How many games was Clank in? Pretty sure he was just in Up Your Arsenal and Secret Agent Clank, wasn't he? Power bot, spring bot, bridge bot. Yeah, this is a lot more in depth than the old PS1 era. I know I've moved on, but now I'm just constantly having thoughts running through my head about the stuff I've mentioned earlier in this video. I hope I'm not going to rewatch this later on and be like, why did I say that? That's not what I meant. Or, oh, I should have said that about this, and blah 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 blah. Because I don't want to get I really care about this franchise. I don't know how that might come across. Like, really? Because I mean, I don't know, people love sports. People love the FIFA games. People really like the Crash Bandicoot and the Pokemon storyline, just random examples like that. Well, I really like the Ratchet Clank games. They were some of my first games, and I've played every one of them that's come out. And I do mean everyone. There'll be people out there that have played most of them, but I really have played and own every single one of them. So that's why I like the fact that people enjoy my Ratchet Clank content, because it's like, yes, this is, I feel like, the foremost I don't know, knowledgeable person on the matter, I guess. Because even people I talk to now, they're still like, oh yeah, no, I didn't play that game, or, you know, I played the originals on the PS2 but didn't play the PS3 ones. I'm like, how? PS3 ones are great, they're all great. Although maybe I'm thinking my opinion might be a bit biased now, because I'm watching a video the other day, I can't remember what the channel is, but he does like the Everything Wrong With parodies. He did Everything Wrong With Ratchet Clank Size Matters, and he's talking about problems that I never had with the game. And I know that's just like, you know, varying opinions and stuff, but I have to take a step back and think, do I let this game series get away with things that, you know, I shouldn't? Because I just love the series so much? I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Sorry, I should stop putting on silly voices. Then again, if you're subscribed to me in 2013. Yikes. Well, earlier than 2013. Oh, the silly voices I used to do. Yay! Drawbridge. Actually, this is where you got the hydrolyzer in the original. Well, that was fun. That was a fun little Clank segment. I didn't fall off any ledges that time, which is nice.
I always wanted a pair of Magna boots. Good work, pal. See you in a bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, no matter what I do, I'm gonna have thoughts of where's the future of the series gonna end up. So I constantly have Locked and Loaded and Nexus running around my head right now. So I'm constantly thinking about them while trying to keep talking to keep the Let's Play entertaining. Woohoo! So what were those that I just got? I wasn't paying attention.
What's your status on Operation
Silly,
Falling Star?
silly me. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. There's someone shouting outside my house as well, which doesn't help. But now that I've got the gravity boots, I hope those were the gravity boots and not the grind boots, otherwise this is going to be an awkward transition right here. Oh man, the loading screens. Static loading screens in a Ratchet and Clank game just feels so wrong. Like, anyone who's played any of the original games, you'll know there's never static loading screens. It's always got the ship flying through space and landing. Even Gladiator in there I don't think had static loading screens. Oh, they might have. They might have had static loading screens. And Gladiator and Deadlocked, I don't remember. But I do remember they'd have like, it'll just like, the camera would just pan over the world and stuff. New card available. Awesome. Something popped into my head now. This is like a game based on the movie. But because you have like free reign over what your character does, you can do things out of order in the movie. Because, you know, in the movie, these are the gravity boots. I'm glad I didn't grab the wrong boots. In the movie, he doesn't go back to Veldin for ages, and his boss guy, played by John Goodman's like, "Oh hey, nice to see you, Ratchet. Yeah, you haven't been here for ages. Yeah, here I am in the game. Come back to get a gold bolt. Oh, okay." Set fire to some of these dudes. I do remember seeing a video where you like get out of the map and stuff. Oh, I'm not doing any of that in a Let's Play. You guys don't want to see me try and glitch my way out of the maps while I'm trying to do a serious Let's Play. Serious Let's Play. Listen to me. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying replaying this, and I like knowing. I know that I won't get heaps of views, but I like knowing that like I get to share this experience with some people. Like, I guess maybe that's why people like gaming channels thrive so much, is because they genuinely enjoy just playing through games and that. I have no idea how to get out of here. Oh dear. Hey, John Goodman. Even though you're definitely not played by John Goodman in this game, but you are in the movie. Really, really confusing. Alrighty, what planet was I on? I was on the space station then, wasn't I? Thoughts on the movie? Oh gosh, no. That's got to be a separate video. Or save that till later. Ooh. No, must resist temptation. Go back here. I like how Veldin's different in this. I know it's similar to the original in certain ways, but I like how it's got its own style, its own map layout is what I was looking for. Some of these worlds are presented not identical, but really similar to the PlayStation 1 game it's based on. And then you've got some of the new planets as well. At least I'm pretty sure you get some new planets, or it might just be the one. It might just be that,
So our heroes return to Operation
why?
Star.
Oh wow.
Their mission, to seek
Sorry, I'm
out
just
and
getting,
destroy
I'm just
Ratchet's
noticing
top
all
secret experiments.
Quok's narration there. That's cool. What was I saying? I was saying that some of the worlds are identical and some of them are new, but I'm pretty sure off the top of my head there was just one new world, and it was the Nefarious Space Station. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but it's got... It looks like Nefarious's big old head, so I'm going to call it the Nefarious Space Station. Because I remember they skipped out the robot factory where Clank was made. Oh no, that's on there as well. I think it's on the planet below though. You go there, but it's a different planet to where it was in the original. And you skip out the hazy green planet. Don't remember what that one was called either. But it's where you get out as Clank to find the infobot Pokotaru. Pokotaru's in this game, isn't there? And I think is Gaspar the name of the planet? Can't remember the names of the worlds. Young 8-year-old me would be so disappointed in me right now. He'd be like, "You know the answer to these! It's Gaspar! And Orxon and... Platow something!" I don't remember. Sorry, younger me. I love how the little helmet things fall off. So cool. I have to wonder how many details were added in like a patch, like an update, because... I mean, the update's really tiny, but I do remember because I got this on launch. There was like an update a week after, I don't even think it was a week, it was just like a couple of days after it released in New Zealand. And it just said, oh yeah, increases or optimizes 4K capability on PlayStation Pro, like PS4 Pro. Because at that stage, the PS4 Pro hadn't released when this came out. I don't know, can't remember off the top of my head, but I remember that was just like an update, and I have to wonder, you know, what other features did they add? What is this? Excuse me, had to clear my throat. Did I just pick up a weapon? Is this entirely optional?
Ratchet, we must keep moving.
Yeah. Was this level entirely optional? I did not know that.
This doesn't look good.
because in the original I'm pretty sure you do this to get an info bot, but here you get an entire weapon, which is pretty sweet. There'd be like, I like little details like that, where optional things that you never notice on your first playthrough. Not many games do that though. Most of the time I just forget about things like this very second level of Locked and Loaded, the big swamp one, Oozla or Orxon, I can't remember off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it's Oozla. The swamp creature or swamp thing part 2, where you have to go back much later in the game after getting the gravity boots, and then you go up a little ramp and you go have this big boss battle. All available objectives complete. Wait.
At this point, Ratchet realized
he would have to go to Valgar to get the Trespasser. Do you get that in... Huh. I must be remembering things wrong. Alrighty then. Let's go get the Trespasser in Blackwater City. Also, gonna bring back lots of memories. Is Dalek Ratch in this game? I don't remember. Only time will tell the answer. On the next Behind the Hero. Anyone remember those? The old Behind the Heroes from Ratchet Clank 3? Oh, it's good. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. I really hope people are enjoying watching this as well. I'm doing my best not to stop and smell the flowers and stuff like that. Just to not necessarily race through the game, but, you know, keep things moving, keep things entertaining.
Attention residents of Blackwater City. As you may have noticed,
What can we get here? The Groovatron? Oh, Pixelizer, there you are. So good. Groovatron. Now that was a pain in the butt trophy. Having to get them all to dance one by one. Oh, these guys are so cool. I've played this game, but playing it again, it really is giving me like big old chunks of nostalgia because it feels... I did play this. As I've said several times, played through it 3 times, got my Platinum Trophy, but that was all over the span of 48 hours. Not 48 hours straight, obviously, probably a grand total of about 20, but still. And then playing it again now, there's so much I'd forgotten about it. There I go. I just said I'm not going to stop and smell the flowers, but that's literally what I just did. These graphics, they're amazing. I want to see them in 4K. Okay, my bad. Can I get up? Yes, I can. Ah! I set fire to your face. Ow! There's something seriously off about the lighting. Everything just seems a bit dark, although, like I said, that's probably my TV. Am I about to die? I'm really not doing too well, although it is my own fault for trying to use the flamethrower when I shouldn't be. I'm trying to level it up. Keep running out of ammo. I don't know about you guys, but I never like to buy ammo because there are ammo crates where you get free ammo. And unlike in the original game, it actually gives you ammo for the weapons you need them in. You know, any other fans of the original game here where you used to have to go scouring for ammunition because you'd break up an ammo crate and it would be for a weapon you never use. These graphics. I wonder if there are many people watching that haven't played this yet and they're just watching out of curiosity to see what I bring to the table. What I bring to the table is hopefully some hummus and pitta. That wasn't even funny, I'm so sorry. Get all the bolts so I can buy the pixelizer, which I can now afford. Do I only have 4 weapons? Ah, yes, of course! Mr. Zircon is here to make catchphrases and sell merchandise. Actually, there isn't that much Ratchet Clank merchandise that I've even seen exist. I've seen a couple of... I almost wish I bought them now. No, I didn't, because they'd just be sitting on a shelf in a box somewhere, not doing anything. But they had, like, figures, like figurines, which I'm more like gaming statues. There's like a very personal thing, but like when you pre-order games and they come with like collectible statues, I prefer that to, you know, spending a couple $100 on a action figure, like a posable action figure. Like Kingdom Hearts is the perfect example. How much does that cost? Way too much. Kingdom Hearts is the perfect example because Pixelizer. I haven't seen any like statues or anything like that. I've only seen $100 like posable action figures and stuff like that, but I don't know, they always look a bit naff to me. Oh, I love this gun. They always look like a bit I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Like, if you got a statue, it's there, it's solid, it looks good, but action figures have got, you know, like opposable joints and stuff, so they've got like the little joints and stuff. And, honestly, it's impossible for me to describe. I hope you know what I'm talking about though, but like with the statue, it's all in one, looks nice, you can set it up, but like the little action figures in that, they've got the multi-articulate joints and stuff, so it just doesn't look as nice, and then they don't stand up, and especially when they charge hundreds of dollars for them. I can't even remember why or how I started talking about this subject, about gaming action figures. I was talking about Ratchet Clank merchandise, that was it. Yes, so they had these little action figures of the Smuggler and I think, not Kronk and Zephyr, who was it? It was Slag's head, Rusty Pete. It was Rusty Pete with Slag's head on a stick. Do these not fly up in this game? Why not? Let's jump on these inappropriate objects. Can we? No, we can't. Oh, that was a good little glitch there. How do we get up there then? Can we not? Seriously? Okay, come on. Hey, this is where the Rhino salesman used to be. Where is he? Oh, of course, because Captain Quark's little training course level isn't in this game. Instead, we'll have the Rhino salesman there. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of comparing and analysing regarding the first game, which I should really stop doing. In fact, I might just call it quits here. Good aiming, guys. Just shoot the wall ahead of you. I'm going to call it quits here, guys, because it's been long enough already for a part 3. So I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. I've talked about a lot of subjects in this video regarding Nexus and Ratchet & Clank 2 and just various things like that. I'd love to get some conversations going down below. Leave me your thoughts of where the series is going, where you'd like it to go. Like, what game would you really like to see next? I just realised this is the starting line for the hoverboard races, isn't it? That's handy to know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments about where the series is going, where you would like to see it going, just anything. I will reply. I enjoy talking about this series. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for watching an hour and a half of me play. I'll see you in part 4.